Hey, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Crimes, Killers, Culps.
Beer.
And I think I said culps.
I think you did say culps.
Oh, boy.
I was going to say and sleepies, but I didn't think it would be.
Oh, man. A deep dive true crime podcast where the stories are like you're discussing them with your buddies over beer.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's been a while since I've had a new catchphrase, so. But I'm Bill, and this is CKCB's official interim co-host, Kevin Carlton, host of the amazing podcast, History Goon, available wherever you get your podcasts.
That it is.
What's up, Kevin?
Oh, living the dream. My last episode I recorded, I had to, in the middle of it, tell people, like, hey, listen, I'm not suicidal. I'm not going to hurt myself. I'm very happy. Because I talked about some government agencies and secretive organizations that have...
Oh, boy.
Yeah. You ever heard of Bohemian Grove?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I did.
Oh, boy.
So I was like, yeah, no, I'm not gonna, like, I'm pretty happy. I'm not gonna shoot myself twice in the back of the head. Yeah.
Is somebody at your door?
I don't know. It's either Mossad or, like, the CIA, and either way...
Damn,
like, I'm tired enough that I'd let them come in at this point.
They're beating on your door so hard it's vibrating my camera.
I'd be like, just fucking shalom, come on in. We're here to kill you. You know what? Yeah. Let's just do it.
Damn. Well, today we're going back to Wichita, plain old Kansas for the first time since BTK.
Oh, great. As long as we're not talking about that turd.
No, other than the fact that we wish that these turds might have encountered that turd.
Would they have been his type, though?
Our topic tonight didn't have a type.
No, I mean, would they have been BTK's type?
No, I'm talking, if they had encountered BTK, they would have killed BTK.
Oh, okay.
We'll get to that. So right out of the gate, put a knife in that. Where's my knife? There it is. There we go. But this case is right up there in depravity, but somewhat lesser known. The names Reginald and Jonathan Carr mean anything to you?
No, not even a little bit.
Does the Wichita Massacre or Wichita Horror ring a bell?
There is a bell ringing somewhere about that.
Oh, well...
I think I've heard about it somewhere. I'm not sure if I know a ton about it.
Okay. Well, you're going to wish you didn't know anything about it after this case.
Fantastic.
After this episode.
That's what I like to hear.
This is a case that I heard a podcast episode about probably before I started CKCB. And when I was researching episode 66... the person that I was getting the information from mentioned it to me, and I told her that I knew of it, but it's one that I would probably get to at some point. So basically I told her to put a knife in that. And now a couple years later, here we are.
Taking that knife out and putting it back in.
Yeah. This case was a spree killing, kidnapping, robbery, and rape, and among other things, by two depraved brothers, the aforementioned Reginald and Jonathan Carr in Wichita, plain old Kansas. They terrorized the city between December 8th and December 15th, the year 2000.
Damn.
This duo of death killed 5 people and injured 2.
And I'm sorry, and that was how many days? That was what?
Eight. That was 9 days. No, 8 days. 8 days. Yeah.
He said they killed 5 and wounded 2?
Yeah.
Golly.
But this is also a case where the death penalty was challenged and it went all the way to the U.S. Supreme Court. This case also sparked a debate over what's racist and what isn't in regards to media coverage. Because the Carr brothers were black and the victims were white.
Okay.
This duo was just plain evil in the crimes they committed, and they had fun while they carried out their crimes. They got off on the fear and anguish of their victims. And the brothers were originally from Dodge City, Plano, Kansas, where Reginald Dexter Carr was born November 4th, 1977, and Jonathan Daniel Carr was born March 30th, 1980. They were 23 and 20 years old when they carried out the massacre.
Jesus.
And this, yeah, this isn't a case of just one day a switch was flipped. Both of these brothers had extensive criminal records going back to their childhood, but this was their coup de grace.
Great. I'm guessing they came from a very stable home.
Yeah, children, we're about to get to that. No knife on that because we're about to get there. So, but guess how many felonies were committed during their reign of terror?
Well, I can think of at least 7. I'm going to go close to 75. Why not?
Try 96.
Holy shit. Not often is 75 an underestimate for felonies over a period of days like that.
Yeah.
Jesus. They were busy boys.
Yeah, this was a horror movie in real life, especially how 4 of the victims were posed.
Oh, God.
The sources are Killer Siblings documentary, season 1, episode 3. I used the U.S. Census, I used Criminal Minds Wiki, and a little bit of Maine Wiki. And you want to hear something else? After I finished writing all these notes and everything, I just happened to be looking on Amazon, and I find a book by author Fred Rosen, who is a noted true crime, called Wichita Massacre. I could have just bought the damn book.
Don't you love that?
Yeah.
Damn it.
But, oh, and by the way, to all of you who might be hearing this episode this particular weekend, Happy Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
Yeah, what a great way to kick off Valentine's Day.
Right?
Hi, hi, honey, I love you. Let's listen to find out about the Wichita Massacre.
my late Valentine's Day to my listeners was child sacrifice and a statue of Moloch. So, hey, to each their own, I guess.
Might have to check that episode out.
Oh, it's
not released yet.
No, it comes out Monday, but it's interesting. Lots of very familiar names showing up out in the woods in California to do weird shit.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah.
But as I mentioned, these 2 chuckleheads and their older sister, she's not a chucklehead, but they were born in Dodge City, Plano, Kansas, which is located a little over 200 miles west of Wichita. And it's well known for what, History Goon?
Oh, Dodge City was like the city of gunslingers for quite some time. I'm just going off the top of my head because I kind of forgot that you asked me to look into some stuff for it. I do know at one point in time that basically everybody who was anybody who was a name that you've heard of in the Wild West was in Dodge City, including Wyatt Earp being a deputy there, Doc Holliday taking everybody's money around poker tables and faro tables. I believe Bat Masterson was there for a bit as well. And I am pretty confident that scumbag Pat Garrett was there for a while too.
Okay.
And if you don't know who Pat Garrett is, he's the guy who allegedly killed Billy the Kid, but it was most likely like a 14 or 15-year-old Mexican kid that they shot and claimed it was Billy the Kid because he was too drunk to be able to identify who he was shooting at.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for that little bit of history there, History Goon. Well, I figured it fit. I was starting to write this. I was starting to write out a brief little history. I'm like, you know what? I have the History Goon on with me.
That's true.
Let him do his thing.
And the weird part is, like, the Wild West isn't even one of my strong suits.
Oh.
It's just like, hey, I know some stuff about this.
But anyway, nothing, not much has changed in Dodge City.
No, probably not. I mean, it would be really cool to visit there just from a history aspect, for sure.
Yeah, but it's still the wild, wild west, unfortunately. As of 2024, it had a population of around 27,000, and that's less than half of the capacity of an average-size NFL stadium.
Yeah, that's pretty small.
Yeah, so we're talking about a very small town. And in the 1970s, the crime rate there was about 28% higher than the national average.
Damn.
Yeah. So you might be figuring that the Carr brothers had a difficult and less than ideal childhood, and you'd be right.
It sounds that way.
Yeah. Their parents were alcoholics who didn't like each other, let alone anybody else. They were constantly beating the crap out of each other, although the father usually had the upper hand.
As they usually would, I would imagine, just
right.
from a physical standpoint.
The father, whose name I couldn't find, frequently sexually abused their older sister.
Oh, what a nice guy.
Yeah, and the boys were frequent targets for physical abuse as well.
Yep.
The mother, Janice Harding, eventually divorced the father, but rather than finding a good man, she married another douchebag who also sexually abused the daughter.
She seems to have a type.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But this guy was even more of a monster than the kid's father.
Oh, yeah, because these aren't his kids.
Right.
Yeah, no, now I can just beat the shit out of them freely because they're not actually my kids.
Right, he was far more abusive, and there was even instances where he held a gun to her head.
To the daughter or the mother?
The mother.
Ugh.
Probably the daughter, and probably both the brothers as well.
Jesus.
Janice would take her abuse out on the boys, beating them with electrical cords, among other things. And sometimes Reginald and Jonathan would go to their grandmother's house, but things weren't really any better there.
Right.
So pain, violence, and fear was a way of life for them. It was just normal, unfortunately. And when the parents weren't neglecting the boys, they were beating them. And it was so bad that Jonathan attempted suicide at 16 years old by drinking antifreeze.
Oh, damn. I mean, so,
yeah.
Like, honestly, I'm not going to try to defend them because they are monsters from the sounds of it. Doesn't sound like they really stood much of a chance from the get-go.
No.
You know?
No, they didn't. I mean, this is one of those cases where you feel bad for the kid, but not the adult.
Yep.
But in lots of cases like this where you have kids close to the same age, the kids bond together as a way to cope.
Yep.
As well as a way to protect each other.
Yep, for sure.
Reginald, the elder, started getting in trouble and going to jail repeatedly before he was even 10 years old for drug possession, burglary, and even assault.
Drug possession at 10 years old is wild.
Yeah. I mean,
holy shit.
But not even just other kids, but assault on not even just other kids, but teens and adults as well. I mean, can you imagine getting your ass kicked by a 10-year-old?
No, I can't even think of a 10-year-old that I think could kick my ass, to be honest. I know some 10-year-olds, like, from, being related to them and whatnot, but, yeah, pretty sure my 10-year-old nephew couldn't kick my ass. I would throw him in.
I would hope not. But he was also doing drugs, and he was even having sex as a child as well.
Oh, great. Nice early start for that.
As you'd expect, neither brother did very well in school.
Yeah, that tracks, unfortunately.
Yeah. Reginald was the leader, and he would protect Jonathan, but he was in jail the most out of the two. Jonathan looked up to him, and even worshipped him, and Reginald was Jonathan's hero, which fed Reginald's ego, which certainly didn't help the situation.
Right. You said there's a 3-year age difference between the two of them?
Yeah, they were 20 and 23 when the massacre took place. The 70s, 1977 and 1980 is when they were born.
Yeah, so they're pretty tight age-wise. That.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I mean, my sister is 3 years younger than me, so. But while he was in jail, Jonathan would chill out and wait for him, and when he got out, they'd go out and commit more crimes.
Of course, because he had nothing else to do.
Yeah.
And they honestly probably really don't know any better than the way they were raised was not optimal.
This story, but sadly, this story that we're telling right now, this part of this story, is all too common.
Yep.
It's horrible. As teenagers, they became drug dealers, and it just escalated and never slacked off. They just got worse and worse and worse. I mean, they were robbing people at gunpoint before Reginald even turns 15. You could say that these two never stood a chance, and you'd be right.
I would definitely agree with that.
Yeah, like I said a minute ago, this is one of those cases where you feel bad for the kid, but not the adult.
Yep. Because from what I can kind of gather here, it's about to take a turn for the not very good.
It's already not very good.
Oh no, I mean, like, the rest of the shit they're doing is like petty crimes compared to what it sounds like they're about to do.
Yeah. After turning 18, Reginald had a couple failed marriages where he followed his parents' lead when it came to matrimony.
Ah, okay.
In 2000, the Carr brothers decided it was time to get the hell out of Dodge, literally.
But
They wanted to go somewhere where there was some real money. And what location just screams out fat cash?
Let's see, we're going from Dodge City. Going
Real
to
money.
Tombstone.
No.
Oh, shit. All right. Well, I was...
Wichita!
Oh, okay. I was trying to stick with the Wild West theme, hopefully.
Wichita!
Ah, yes.
Because everybody knows that there's lots and lots of money in Wichita.
The cultural hub of the Midwest,
Yeah,
Wichita, Kansas.
It's like Palm Beach, Florida. You got Millionaires Row down in Miami. You got Baldwin Park in Orlando. I mean, and Wichita.
Yeah.
Wichita, Plano, Kansas. They thought that Wichita was full of rich people. Newsflash.
No.
It's not. It really isn't.
No. I mean, I'm sure there's probably some, but not...
Yeah. I mean...
not enough to move there and try to become one.
It's just an average city in Plano, Kansas. An average larger city.
They don't even have a football team that's only popular because one of their players is dating a talentless... musician.
Yeah, that would be Kansas City, which is in Missouri.
They're moving to Kansas, though.
Oh, they are?
Yeah, they're moving into like Kansas City proper within the next couple of years. They got all the funding and stuff for their new stadium.
So Kansas is footing the bill for the new stadium. Missouri didn't want to.
Right, and it's a dying franchise because by the time it gets done, all of their star players are going to be washed up and ready to retire.
And
Kermit the Frog.
Missouri will not have a football team. The state of Missouri will not have a football team. That's weird.
No, yeah.
But back to them talking about Wichita. I mean, which rhymes with which or with rich?
That's true. That's how that word works, actually.
Yeah, Wichita.
So that must make sense to them somewhere.
Yeah, I told you we were going to be able to dump on them because it's going to be hard to Man,
I thought you said this place was called Wichita. That's why I wanted to come here. Damn it.
But the game plan was to drive around Wichita, follow people in expensive cars, and kidnap these people for money.
Okay. Now, when they're going to get somebody like a Nissan Altima, aren't they?
Well, we'll get there.
But
I can do a little bit of research into demographics too. According to the census in 2023, the household median income in Wichita, Plano, Kansas was $61,281.
Damn, that's like for like a household of two, you mean? Like,
yeah, the cost of living is also a lot lower there too.
Oh, that's true.
But,
yeah.
But that's down from $63,072 in 2019. And by way of comparison, the average median income of Plano, Kansas as a whole is around $68,639.
Yeah, that's. Of course, I can't really figure. I can't kind of wrap my brain around that because I live in one of the states with the highest taxes of any state in the country. So like $62,000, you're like, oh my God, I'm not like, listen, I don't make $62,000 a year and I'm kind of scraping by. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But the brothers headed east to Wichita with greed in their hearts and itches on their trigger fingers. And
great.
The 5 murder victims in this case are the only known murders by the brothers. But in cases like this, we always add on the tagline, that we know of.
Because there is... I mean, I would say with like a regular serial killer, I would say that we know of, these guys seem like they're more just like doing it for the thrill, you know what I mean?
Well, yeah, but still, if they robbed somebody and things got rough, I mean, they wouldn't hesitate to kill them.
That is true.
You know, I mean, well, you know, I mean, we're here. You know, we're at the beginning of, we're at December 8th, 2000. So, I mean, the massacre has begun. The way that they basically hit the ground running when they got to Wichita, another thing that we like to say is, was this really their first time? Yeah, I don't think so.
Maybe the first time that it escalated this far, but probably not the first time they've done something incredibly violent. You know,
maybe, but still, that we know of.
Right, that we know of.
December 8, 2000 was the night they arrived in Wichita. They wasted very little time, and they attacked and robbed 23-year-old assistant high school baseball coach Andrew Schreiber.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Yes, because a 23-year-old assistant baseball coach is going to be loaded with money.
Oh, man, you got that good assistant coach baseball money?
So I can tell you, I actually looked into trying to coach high school baseball here in the last couple of years. And to coach at my high school that I went to, they were going to pay me $2,000 for the season.
Up front?
No, it was at the end of it. So,
at the end of it?
Yeah.
Oh, that's sketchy.
So you have to commit all this time and all that, and
that's sketchy.
I mean, what
if they don't? What if the team sucks and you don't sell any tickets? I'm sorry, Mr. Carlton. We don't have the money to pay you.
Oh no! Basically, they just want to make sure that you're actually going to make it through the season. Because if you quit halfway through, they're not going to pay you.
Oh.
Like when my kid's old enough to play baseball, I will definitely be coaching just because, you know, I want to, you know, got to be harder on my kid than anybody else's because that's how it was when my dad coached me. You get special treatment. Yeah, I get yelled at on the way to and from practice. So yeah, there's my special treatment that I got.
But he was also a baseball player at Wichita State University.
So he's still not making money.
Right. Such noted alumni such as Dennis Rader.
Ah, good company to be among.
But Andrew Schreiber was getting a pack of Skull from a convenience store, and he was getting back into his pickup truck when the Carr brothers approached him. Yeah, they come up from behind and stuck a gun in his back and told him to get into his truck and scoot over. Schreiber scooted to the middle while one brother got into the driver's seat and the other got into the passenger seat, so he was sandwiched between them.
So not to be racist, but you said pickup truck and Skull. This is a white dude.
No, he's Asian.
Actually, that's probably the only time I could actually picture an Asian using mouth tobacco would be a baseball player because they all fucking do.
No, it was a white dude.
Yeah. As somewhat of a white dude myself, I know what we sound like.
The one in the passenger seat pistol whipped Schreiber as the other drove off, and they drove him they drove him to various ATMs, forcing him to withdraw cash and give it to him. You know, once it got to the point to where the ATM wouldn't work anymore, basically they had drained the account.
Yep.
They pulled into a parking lot and shot the tires out of his truck and left him there.
Christ.
He had survived, but the next victims wouldn't be so lucky. But, and the reason why, various ATMs, I mean, it's just most ATMs have a limit on how much you can withdraw.
Right.
So.
We ran into that with Israel Keys.
Right, we did. The brothers continued committing armed robberies throughout Wichita, and their crimes were becoming more and more brazen. Victims were increasingly threatened, and they're physically assaulted and terrorized during robberies. So I mean, it wasn't just the people that are going to be named in this episode. They were just on a crime spree,
just jacking anybody they could.
Yeah, I mean, this is something that if they were in Gotham, they would send out the bat signal for.
Oh yeah, and he'd show up and beat the shit out of him through the car.
Yeah. December 11th. Reginald and Jonathan were armed and looking for another robbery opportunity. Like many crimes of this type, investigators believed the attack was opportunistic rather than planned around one specific victim. Yeah. Which they didn't know any. Well, they may have known people in Wichita, which we're going to find out. Well, no. Let me walk that back. They didn't know anybody in Wichita. They met people while they were there.
Okay.
So yeah. So put a knife in that. So yeah, it sounds to me like these two had never even really left the Dodge City area in their entire life. So, but that evening, the brothers encountered 55-year-old librarian Ann Walenta. She was also a known cello player in the Wichita Symphony Orchestra. And she was, in fact, on her way home from symphony practice, and she noticed a car that seemed to be following her. She pulled into her driveway, and the car circled around the cul-de-sac and pulled back up and stopped, blocking the driveway off.
Oh.
Two men got out of the car and walked up to her and pointed a gun at her, demanded her money. She tried to drive away, but they shot 7 rounds into the car and hit her 3 times, and she was paralyzed as a result. The car actually rolled and hit a tree, and her head fell forward, and she hit the horn like right out of a movie.
Yeah, right. That's what I was just thinking, actually.
I mean, this really is. I mean, well, we're going to talk about that a little bit at the end of the episode. The brothers then fled the scene, and neighbors called 911 after hearing the car horn blaring, and they saw her like slumped onto the steering wheel. But sadly, on January 2nd, 2001, she died in the hospital from blood clots in her lungs.
Yikes! That's not a pleasant way to die.
No, but put a knife in that, because she ain't done. At this stage in their crime pattern, the Carr brothers had already demonstrated a willingness to threaten the victims with firearms. For investigators, this case immediately raised alarm bells. Wichita was not accustomed to random acts of execution-style robbery killings.
I can't imagine many places are, to be honest.
Well, I mean...
Well, not many places in the United States, at least. Go down to, like, cartel country, and they find them like that all the time, but...
Oh, what was BTK?
Yeah, well...
What did he do? Well, they were all indoors.
Yeah, but were those really execution-style, though? That's just a weirdo being a fucking weirdo.
That's true. He strangled him to death.
Yeah.
BTK.
I hate that guy.
Yeah.
And not just because he was a serial killer. He just seems like like such a douchebag. Like,
yeah. I hope he heard my 3-part series on him. Detectives began working to determine whether this was an isolated event or part of a broader pattern. The specifics of this attack on Walenta resembled the attack on Andrew Schreiber.
Right.
Initially, the December 11th murder of Anne, I'm just going to call it a murder because we know that she didn't make it.
Yep.
But it didn't immediately connect law enforcement to the Carr brothers specifically, but detectives did document key evidence from the crime scene, including ballistic evidence and witness statements, that would become critical later when investigators began connecting multiple violent robberies and a crime spree.
Crime sperm. That's not this kind of episode, I don't think.
No, across Wichita, Plano, Kansas. I think I just said put a knife in that, didn't I?
I think you did.
Yeah, it's fine. I'll tell you what was that kind of episode. The Fast Times at Something or Other High. That it's a 2-part series that the Mighty Murder Coaster did. There is some. I mean, they released that series about a month ago, and I just listened to it yesterday and today. But oh man, there's some flat out porn in that episode.
Ew, great.
But I had Sky in the truck with me, and I was listening to it today, and she's like, "What the hell are you listening to?" I'm like, "It's a
My
true
friends
crime
talk
podcast."
about murders and stuff.
No, I'm talking about a letter that was written, that was written from a very vulgarly descriptive man. So, Murder Coaster, y'all, check them out. Or the Mighty Murder Coaster. And they're Murder Matt. He's been on the podcast a handful of times. Not as many as you.
He's been on with me before, actually.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's right.
Now, here's the question: was it worse than the Toy Box Killer tapes? Because those are pretty not great to listen to. Also,
different context.
Oh, okay.
Completely different context. This was just a love letter, if you want to call it that.
Ah, neat.
That's that's a story that I had never heard of before, and I don't mind giving them a plug on that one because it was just, it was out there. I'd never heard a true crime case like that one.
Oh God!
I mean, it was weird. It's like Murder Matt, good find.
Well done.
Yeah, definitely. But what stood out to detectives was the level of aggression that was used, and what appeared to be just basically a simple robbery. The escalation from theft to lethal violence suggested that these offenders weren't necessarily desperate. Maybe they were desperate, but they were also dangerously uninhibited.
Yeah, they're not going to leave witnesses because they don't feel like it.
Right. And the word duh comes to mind. And over the following days, reports of additional robberies began surfacing, and several of them, victims described 2 young black males using firearms, operating together, and displaying extreme hostility toward victims. So law enforcement began building a pattern, and they were sure that the kidnapping and robbery of Schreiber and Juanetta were done by the same people, but they just didn't know who.
Right. Because it definitely fits in that pattern that they're building.
Right. But they were still racing against time. They knew these perps would escalate, and at the time they had no idea that they were dealing with perps who would soon commit crimes on a scale that would shock the entire nation. On December 14th, their violence escalated dramatically. Now, we've arrived at the Wichita Massacre, where they would kill 4 people. 27-year-old Brad Hika, he was a manager of a local finance company. 25-year-old Heather Mueller, a preschool teacher at a Catholic school. 29-year-old Aaron Sander, who wanted to become a priest and he was studying to become one. Heather and Aaron were a couple. Also, 26-year-old Jason Beffert, who was a science teacher and a JV basketball coach. And a 5th victim who survived the ordeal and, we're going to keep her name anonymous for privacy reasons. I mean, she had asked that her identity be withheld, and we're going to respect that wish. So we'll just refer to her as HG. And it was also the law that prohibited the release of the names of sex crime survivors at the time in Kansas. I don't know if that's a thing, like how many states have that, but Kansas.
Which, I mean, honestly, that's not a bad thing. I don't
Agreed.
mind that,
Agreed. I think it's a very good thing. You don't want people, you don't want people who might know the perpetrator, doing things to antagonize the situation if they release the name.
That, and they've already been through enough that they don't need to be like, oh, hey, I saw a thing about you in the newspaper, by some jerk off that they work with,
Right.
Yeah.
But she was also the girlfriend of Jason Beffert, and they had been together for 2 years, and Jason had purchased a ring and was going to propose on Christmas.
And
so
the survivor was his girlfriend.
Right.
Okay.
And there was a pooch named Nikki there as well, a little puppy dog. Didn't say what kind of dog Nikki was.
Did they hurt the dog?
Huh?
Did they hurt the dog?
I'm not telling.
You keep your secrets.
Well,
I can deal with a lot of shit. Hurting animals is not something I'm cool with.
you did true crime on your old podcast.
Yeah, but anytime we talked about anything where they're like, oh yeah, and they also shot the dog, I was like, fuck this guy. I hope he gets asshole cancer. He shot the dog? Fuck him. Like BTK. Piece of shit.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
This one particular girl wouldn't let me rape her in her apartment, so I'm going to kidnap her dog and have it put to sleep. Piece of shit. Fuck you.
Yeah. But these people weren't party animals, and this wasn't a flop house. These people were winners, all of which did things to help people and make their community a better place.
Yep. Which makes
they
it
weren't
even
rich.
worse that,
Yeah, they weren't rich. They were just very smart and very good people who were well on their way to having a good life.
And I bet they lit up the room when they walked in. And
I wasn't going to say that. They had a smile that lit up a room.
Yeah. They were always happy. Just such a...
Love to laugh.
Someone that's just like a miserable prick that gets killed by a serial killer, or their family's like, you know what? I'm
glad that motherfucker's dead.
Exactly. Like, I know he was my brother, but at the same time, like, no great loss to humanity. It's always like the nicest person that's ever existed.
Yeah. Be a dick, people.
Exactly. Make them work for it. They're going to kill you.
Yeah.
Like, fucking make them work for it.
But they weren't even out on the streets. They were at a house where they should have been perfectly safe.
Yeah.
I mean, but because of the dog and the men that were there, they would have even been safe from BTK.
Yeah, because he was a coward
and
a loser.
But he was still on the loose at this point. He was dormant, but he hadn't been caught yet.
Oh my God, he was, wasn't he? Because he got caught in what, like 2004
or 5? Yeah. Too bad these two chuckleheads didn't run into him. I mean, because regardless of who went down, it would have been a good thing.
Yeah, right. Some weird situation where they end up all killing each other.
Yeah.
Oh no! Finally, an episode with a happy ending.
Like Tito and Johnny in the "Hide Your Heart" video by Kiss. I don't know where the hell that came from.
Oh my God!
I'm trying to lighten things up here because we're here now.
Yeah, we're upon it.
Yeah.
At least, hey, you know what? I'm gonna say something. At least it's not me this time having to be like, oh yeah, now it's gonna really start to suck, because the last couple episodes that I've done on here with you, where I've brought the research, it's like, yeah, we're having fun until we're not.
Yeah. Well, I will say that I'm gonna do you and the listeners a favor, and I'm not gonna go into a detailed timeline of everything that happened in that house.
Oh, I mean, if you have it, go for it.
I don't have it.
Okay.
I didn't want it. And that would have been the reason for getting the book.
Right. Because it
But
would have had all the gory details in there.
yeah, I've only heard like one podcast. It might have been the last podcast on the left, so they put everything in there.
I think the one that I heard this on is a show that I used to listen to that I would prefer not to name.
I think did they cover the Wichita Massacre?
He did, I believe.
If it's who I think that you're talking about, and I'm like 100% positive it is that. Yeah, you got the whole details from them as well.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm trying to keep my episodes a little shorter now and everything. That's why
I've been kind of doing the same. My last two have been about 40 minutes.
Well, this is going to be longer than that. We're at 40 minutes now.
Okay.
So,
but yeah, not sure I'm allowed to mention contractually who I heard it through. We can cut.
Oh, I get it. I know who you're talking about.
Yep.
But on December 14th, 2000, the Carr brothers were driving around Wichita looking for robbery opportunities. Earlier that evening, they had already committed multiple violent robberies. They've been busy that day. They noticed Adam Sanders outside of a...
Okay. I thought you said Adam Sandler, and I was like, what the fuck? They're going to rob Happy Gilmore? I don't think so.
Yeah, they wouldn't have gotten very much from Happy Gilmore. They noticed Adam Sander outside of a home near 29th Street North and Greenwich Road. Greenwich Road, I believe, turns up in the BTK series, I think.
Oh.
I'm not sure. I wish I had looked that up.
Well, you did say it's a city, but it's more like a small town kind of feel to it, it seems like.
It's a small, big city.
Yeah, where like you've definitely run into people, you know?
Yeah. But trying to think of a city that I would compare it to. Valdosta, Georgia, maybe. No, it's bigger than that. But still, I mean, it's no Jacksonville. It's not that big.
Right.
But it's...
Hell, I don't
Hold on.
I don't know that my... Oh, are we gonna do it?
Yes, we are. We're doing an ADD break. What is the population of Wichita, Kansas? 400,000.
Holy Christ.
Yeah. So it's not small, but it's not big either.
Well, I mean, the biggest city in my state, as of the 2024 census, has 44,700 people in it.
What is the population of Jacksonville, Florida?
Probably a mil.
Yeah.
Million?
Okay. Yeah. A million, 1.37 mil.
That's insane. I've never been there, but I can't imagine, like, that's a lot of people, man. Like,
well, did you know, but because of the fact that the entire city of Jacksonville is the entirety of Duval County?
Seriously?
Yeah,
Oh,
and there's also a lot of like undeveloped forest land throughout there and swampland as well.
Huh.
But if you stood every person on the face of the earth, man, woman, child, everything, shoulder to shoulder, they would all fit inside the boundaries of Duval County.
Damn.
Basically Jacksonville.
Holy shit.
Because the entire county is Jacksonville. Little fun fact.
So Burlington, which is the biggest city here, like I said, has got 44,700 people. That's in a 15 square mile area.
Oh, that sounds miserable.
It is. Like, everything there sucks.
Damn.
They actually, speaking of which, I just watched a news thing from our local, like, big news channel. They're trying to come up with like $2 million to revamp their safe injection sites for our... We're not going to call it a heroin problem, because it's not a heroin problem, because we gave them somewhere safe to do heroin. But yes, for that, they're going to try to somehow come up with $2 million to revamp these things that they built 5 years ago.
Oh, yay. Lovely.
Yeah. I'm so glad I live an hour and a half south of there.
Anyway, hashtag, but I digress.
Hate
Sander had recently arrived at the residence where several of his friends were, and this is a house that had several roommates living in it, so it's not like one of them owns the house.
Right. Okay. So I was going to ask if they all of these people lived there, or if like some of them were just like guests hanging out.
I think 3 of the 5 lived there.
Okay.
I think 3 of the 5. Sander did not live there. I think his girlfriend did,
so she lived there with one of the other girls and her boyfriend, I would assume.
Right. No. Jason Beffert lived there. His girlfriend HG did not.
Okay.
So I think it's a couple, and Jason also lives there too.
Okay. Okay.
I think that's, but anyway.
I was going to make a joke, but I won't because it's mean. I was going to say I can tell you who won't live there much longer, but see
damn it! I was thinking I might get through an episode without having to cut anything out.
That's the kind of shit that you have to deal with when you invite me on here. Is I might say something stupid.
I'm going to leave it in. History good.
I'm very sensitive, if you couldn't tell.
So the brothers approached him at gunpoint and forced him back into the house where Heather and Brad were in the living room, hanging out and decorating a Christmas tree. The brothers forced their way in and basically pushed Jason Sander in and came in with them.
Right.
Surprise, like the kind of surprise you don't want.
Yeah.
HG and Jason were in bed together in Jason's room, and they burst into Jason's room. They forced the victims onto the floor of Jason's room and restrained them. They wanted to keep them confined to one area.
Yep. That
and a bedroom,
Easy to control.
Mm-hmm. The victims were tied up and repeatedly threatened while the brothers searched the home for money, bank cards, jewelry, anything of value. I mean, there's lots of value there. This is Wichita.
Yeah.
For fuck's sakes,
Yeah. I mean, we've already robbed a fucking librarian and an assistant high school baseball coach, so we may as well keep going after these high-earning people,
Yeah, I mean, the people that lived there, they're all loaded. Everybody knows that.
Especially the priest. He makes the most money, right?
Yeah. Preschool, that pays a lot.
It does.
Preschool does, too, in Wichita. Oh, boy.
I don't even know what to say. Oh, no.
Hey. We're
in all fairness, we're both tired.
True.
A little punchy. It happens. Usually when I'm on my own, it just results in anti-government ramblings in an episode.
One thing they did find was a popcorn tin in a drawer. What do you think was in that popcorn tin? Take a guess.
Not popcorn.
Nope.
Probably $40 in cash.
Nope.
Oh, the wedding ring, the engagement ring.
The engagement ring, yeah. And that's how HG found out that Jason was going to ask her to marry him.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Oh.
This is when I messaged you and said I'm having a hard time with this one.
Oh, damn it, man.
Because that just hit me right in the gut. I was just like, no.
Yep.
They then demanded everyone's debit cards, and one of the victims left, or one of the brothers left with the victim and took him or her to various ATMs to drain the debit card. Once it was drained, the brother drove the victim back and left with the next one. That's
that moment where if this was in a true crime documentary, it would have been like, and that's when a happy moment turned tragic, and the screen goes black and white, and you get that like.
Kind of that happened 4 paragraphs ago.
Oh no! They would have doubled up on this one just to really.
Yeah.
really make you feel like a not good person for listening to something like that, you know.
This is one of the more. I just chose not to. If I had gotten that book though, I would have had to have put the gory details into it. But I think you'll agree that the way I do it, it's enough.
Yeah, no, it's been you do it very tastefully. You're not like
Right.
out here just like some gore hound trying to like shock people into stuff.
The Gertrude Baniszewski episode, I went into gory detail.
Yeah, well, you kind of have to with that one because it was so fucking gnarly. It'd be like if you did the Junko Furuta case out of Japan and didn't get into details on that. Have you know anything about that one?
Probably.
Oh God, that's a bad one. She got like kidnapped by a dude that she went to school with, and him and his buddies held her captive for like 40 some odd days.
Oh yeah, I know. Yeah, that one.
That one's rough.
I don't think I'm gonna cover that one.
No, you know what? No, I don't blame you.
Maybe it'll be like Dahmer's gonna be 500. Maybe that'll be episode 1,000.
Well, here's the thing: is like you can always just use the excuse of I have a daughter that's in this very similar age group as this, therefore I'm not covering this because it will make me uncomfortable, and nobody would be mad at you.
Well, I have one of my kids is in this age group.
Yeah,
that we're talking about here.
Oh, yeah.
But this was done with back and forth from the ATMs and back and everything. This was done with 3 of the victims, and they got almost $2,000.
Ooh, boy.
So yeah, about $600, $650 each for 3 people. Yeah, they're loaded.
You know how else they could have got $2,000? If they'd worked for a fucking week at a regular job.
Right.
Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, Wichita, Plano, Kansas is one of the highest paying places in the country. I mean, everybody knows that.
Dude, I mean, they could have gone and worked at McDonald's and got $2,000 on a paycheck.
In a week?
Oh, no, they do bi-weekly, but,
In 2 weeks?
Maybe.
McDonald's?
I know a guy that does maintenance at the McDonald's up here locally, and he makes better money than I do.
Well, that's maintenance.
Yeah, like just working on the fryers and shit. Yeah.
Yeah, that's maintenance.
Hard.
They're not going to pay the cashiers and the burger flippers and the fry guy. They're not going to pay them basically $1,000 a week.
But
no.
it's also not supposed to be a permanent job. It's
no, it's not.
Yeah, you can make it a permanent job because again, I know some people that have been at McDonald's since they graduated high school that make pretty damn good money, but they're also in management.
Yeah, they make about $68,000 a year, which is the average median income of Wichita, Plano, Kansas.
Yeah.
Oh God.
But it can be a good job, but you have to, just like anything else, you have to have patience and you have to have work ethic. You have to work for it. You can't just fucking rob people at gunpoint your whole life.
But one brother went out with the victims, the other brother stayed with the other 4. Both brothers repeatedly said that somebody was going to get shot if they didn't cooperate.
Spoiler alert, somebody's going to get shot if they cooperate.
If they're in your house,
yeah, you're getting shot.
Yeah.
It seems like there's no other way around it with these guys.
But after all of the money theft and what the hell did I write there? After the money theft and once they were done pillaging the house, the scene changed. If we were talking about a serial killer like Ted Bundy or Danny Rolling, I'd say that they were in berserker mode.
Yep.
'Cause this scene became an all-out assault on every single one of the victims. The victims had always been tied up and kept in closets unless the brothers wanted them for their planned activities. And they told them,
you said planned activities.
What would you rather I had said?
No, I'm just saying I don't like the thought of that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But they told the victims that if they did everything that they asked, everything would be okay. And what did they ask them to do?
Oh,
I'm sure they asked very nicely. Both brothers raped HG and Heather. They then forced the men to rape the women.
Great.
And then they forced the men to perform sex acts on each other.
I'm sure that was just fucking the most comfortable thing for everybody.
And if anybody refused or couldn't perform, they were beaten brutally.
That'll help, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, nothing makes me hornier than getting whacked in the head by some asshole with a frickin', I don't know.
I'm having
toaster.
a hard time getting motivated. I got an idea. Let me hit you in the fucking face with a flashlight or something.
Yeah, there we go.
I don't know that that'll work. We can try it, I guess.
Did I say toaster?
I don't know.
I think I said toaster.
Have you been hit with a toaster before, Bill?
Apparently.
The correct answer to that would have been, I don't remember. I've been hit with some weird shit before, man. I don't know if a toaster's ever been on that list, but
I don't know. I don't know. And great.
You got to keep it light a little bit, you know, because it's
we do. I'll be sure to forward you all the toaster ads that I get on Facebook now because I've got my phone like right next to me. But all 5 of the victims have been beaten brutally and everything. So, but there in one paragraph, I did what that other podcast did in probably 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And you're coming off feeling just as sick off of that as you would have off of all the gory details.
Yeah. Yeah.
Once the Carr brothers had finished their sadistic fun, they loaded the victims into 2 vehicles, and the men were forced into the trunk of a car, and one of the brothers drove it. The women were put into Jason Beffert's SUV, and the other brother made one of the women drive it. They drove to a soccer field nearby and were forced to get out of the vehicles at gunpoint and made them get on their knees side by side. And then they shot all 5 of them in the back of the head, execution style.
Fucking cold.
Mm-hmm.
Man.
The brothers then took off in Jason's SUV back to the house to load up the loot and to look for more things to steal. And sadly, while they were there, if you didn't think you could possibly hate them anymore, they shot Nicky the dog.
Well, that was a great episode. I'm going to go now.
But 4 of the victims, 3 of the victims died, but HG survived. No, wait. 4 of the victims died, but HG survived. Take a guess how.
Did she hide under bodies, I'm assuming?
No, they were all shot in the back of the head.
No idea.
A barrette that she had in her hair deflected the bullet. Yeah.
What do we know what they were using for a firearm? Like what caliber?
No, I'm sure that was mentioned, and I don't remember. I'm guessing it wasn't a .357.
No, like a small caliber, like a 22.
It would have been a 22 or a 25, maybe.
I could
maybe
see
a 38.
I mean, I could see a 22 bouncing off of something like that. Definitely not like a 9mm or a 45. Mm-hmm. That's just going to smash right through.
A 38. I mean, if it was already if it caught it at
just
like
the right
side,
angle. Yeah,
a 38 probably would have. But
same with
anything, 32. But anything stronger than a 38, and it wouldn't have mattered.
Yeah. So just for reference, if anybody's unfamiliar, this is what a 9mm looks like. Okay. That's 115 grain round.
An inch tall.
Yeah, and that will absolutely
and about a third of an inch wide.
Yeah. And then if you're curious, if you were to shave about I don't know, 3/16 of a centimeter off of the main diameter of a 9mm, that would put you down to about the size of a 32, which is also the same size as double-aught buckshot that you run out of shotguns.
Right.
So, but yeah, a 9mm would have got the job done. It was probably something small, like a small, very small caliber. I got a 22 floating around here somewhere, and I just don't want to go digging around right now.
HG is a badass. She's a badass bitch. And she had the will to live. I mean, she was naked except for a sweater. And if she had allowed panic to grip her, she would have frozen to death because it was snowing heavily that night.
Yeah. I mean, you said this is right around Christmas.
Yeah.
And believe it or not, Kansas does get snow.
Lots of it. And they get tornadoes, too.
Yeah, which is wild. Like, why would you...
There was a time when I was considering moving to Kansas, and I'm glad I didn't. I would have been miserable there, not just because it's boring and there's nothing for a Florida swamp lizard like me to do. It's because of the frickin' dry there. I would have frickin', it's just, I need my humidity.
And hot.
Dry and hot, and then it's cold and dry.
Yep.
And cold and dry. Oof. I would have owned stock in like Lubriderm or something.
You'd be okay up here in the summer, especially like around my area where we're not far from the lake.
But not the winter.
No. I fucking hate it in the winter, and I've lived here for 38 years. Like, I've been through a few of these, and I don't like any of them.
It was 83 degrees for the high today.
It got up to 32, and I was outside in a t-shirt because I was like, oh my God. Considering it was 4 below when I started my car this morning, it got up to 32, and I was like, I don't need my sweatshirt anymore. I'm comfortable.
Damn.
Yeah.
Anyway, she got up and she checked on her friends. 3 of them were already dead, but Jason, her boyfriend, was barely alive. She took the sweater off. Remember, that's all she was wearing.
Yeah.
She took the sweater off, and in that cold and snow, she wrapped it around Jason's head to try and stop the bleeding. She then got up and went looking for help. It was dark, it was freezing cold, and she saw a light in the distance, and that was all she could see. Obviously, it's probably blurry, because your eyes probably aren't working.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it began coming into focus. It was a cross that was lit up with Christmas lights, and she kept going toward it. She climbed over a barbed wire fence completely naked.
Yeah, damn.
She crossed a highway that was deserted. She literally walked a mile in the snow to the building with the cross, which happened to be the first house in the neighborhood.
So they were out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah. She pounded on the door where residents let her in, and she told them, "I've been shot. My friends have been shot. I need you to call. I need to tell you my story before I die." And the family called 911, and the man of the house was trying to explain to dispatch what had happened. HG actually took the phone from him so she could tell the story herself. Police and ambulances came out, and sadly the other 4 victims were dead.
Yeah.
HG was taken to a hospital, but she was also in very bad shape. I mean, she still had a very serious head injury.
Yeah, I mean...
it
shot in the head.
Deflected the bullet, but the force of the bullet probably, pushed that barrette in and did some freaking damage.
Right. That's like the thing with bulletproof vests that everybody's like, oh, I've got a plate.
You still get that one hell of a bruise.
Plates. It's like, yeah, it's great. You've got armor plates. That's awesome. You get hit in the right spot, and it's still going to break your sternum, which isn't going to be great.
Right.
It's still going to hurt. You'll be alive, but you'll wish you weren't.
Exactly. But she insisted. Well, it's like a airbag in a car. If that thing hits you in the right, yeah.
Yep.
But she insisted on telling the police officers everything that she could, in case she didn't survive the night.
Mm.
The Carr brothers never had any clue that HG had survived.
Well, no, because he shot her in the head. So
Right.
like, yeah.
I mean, she described Jason's SUV. It was a Dodge Dakota, and a silver one, I believe. A
Durango,
Bolo.
maybe.
It said Dakota.
Okay, that's a truck. Sorry.
It was Dakota.
Okay. No,
maybe the other car was the SUV. I don't know. You're right, because I saw pictures of it. It was a pickup truck. You're right, Dakota. My bad.
That's what I get for working in the automotive industry for the better part of a decade.
Well, I worked for a Ford dealership. I could do the same thing if with Ford, but Bolo, be on the lookout, was sent out, and the media ran with the story. The police went to the house to investigate, and it had been ransacked. Big things like TVs, computers, and things like that had been taken. And this is how police knew that these chuckleheads had come back after killing the victims to load everything up.
Yeah, because they wouldn't have had time or the room to do that in the first place.
Right. You're not going to load all that stuff and 5 people into vehicles at the same time.
Especially a truck that size, because that's a small truck.
Right. It's like an S10, like a Chevy S10 or a Ford Ranger.
Yep.
But
not as badass as a Ford Ranger, though.
The story had gone out all over Wichita, and Heather Miller's mother saw it and came to the crime scene saying that her daughter hadn't come home the night before.
Oh, no.
She asked if Heather and Aaron were okay, and I would hate to be the cop who had to answer that question. The media was live on the scene, releasing every bit of information that they got as they got it. They're actually doing what the media was supposed to do, not become hit pieces on people that they don't like. But before too long, Jason's truck was being looked for by everybody in Wichita. Descriptions of the stolen items, like the electronics and the engagement ring, were released as well.
Which
people
is a smart
were scared.
Idea.
Yeah. People were scared. Remember, there was also the carjacking of Schreiber and the shooting of Ann Walenta on top of all the other crimes that were being committed by these two pukes. So, needless to say, everybody was on the lookout. A man saw the reports of the truck, and he had seen it. So he hauled ass to the police station. He said that he knew where the truck was. It was in an apartment complex. And police went out there, and the truck was, in fact, there. The police blocked the entrance and exit points of the apartment complex. Another man approached the police and said that a man had asked him to help take a large TV from the truck and into the apartment. He pointed out the apartment, and sitting right in front of it was Jason's truck.
You don't say.
I do say.
Shocker. Huh.
But I can see why you'd need help. I mean, TVs were very heavy back in 2000.
Oh, my God.
Very heavy. Now, you can carry a 65-inch TV by yourself up 3 flights of stairs.
Yep. I got a 60-inch TV for Christmas through work at a raffle we did, and I had to have a coworker help me because I couldn't fit it in my car, so he had to drive his truck here. And the only reason I needed help getting it in is because the box was so damn long I couldn't get on both sides of it to pick it up.
Right, yeah.
So you get out of the box, it weighs like 20 pounds.
Yeah. But a SWAT team lined up in the hall.
They were just there to pick the TV up. They needed that much help.
A SWAT...
Lift with your legs. Sorry. Anyway.
You are the only person on the show that has like destroyed me like that, other than Todd Teal. Rest in peace. Oh man!
I told you I was tired.
So a SWAT team lined up in the hall. The lead cop knocked on the door, and a woman answered. The door had a chain lock, but the cop saw large TV, computers, and other electronics on the living room floor. It was looking like somebody had just moved in. But suddenly, the sliding door to the balcony on the outside opened, and a man stepped out onto the balcony. He saw the cops, and he quickly went back inside. Like that little meme of that little gif of that little baby running into the doorway and then turning around and running back.
Or the Homer Simpson just like melting backwards into the bushes
Yeah.
thing.
No, this was more like the baby.
The one time you'd wish somebody would have resisted arrest.
Yeah, right?
Like, I'll be okay with the police brutality here.
The police on the ground started yelling at him and everything, so the SWAT team kicked open the door and swarmed the apartment. And one man was taken to the floor and cuffed, and in his pocket was, take a guess.
Truck keys.
Even more damning.
Maybe an engagement ring?
No, not that damning. No, even more damning.
A wallet that didn't belong to him.
Something that would go in a wallet.
This is going to be like $60,000 pyramid here. An ID. Son of a bitch.
Jason Beffert's credit card.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
I gave you. I was spoon feeding it to you.
You gave me clues of what could be in a wallet, man, and we family feuded this shit and sucked at it.
The suspect, once he was on the floor, said something. Take a guess.
I didn't do nothing.
No. He didn't use the Shaggy defense.
He didn't hit him with that. I didn't do nothing. He didn't hit him with that.
No, he said, "Shit, I need an attorney."
That is an understatement, my friend. And since you can't afford one will be assigned to you.
Oh, I so hope that's exactly how they did it.
Oh, these guys are like not to be.
I need an attorney. Well, that's all right.
It's not. These are definitely public defender kind of guys. You know what I mean? Like they're robbing people for fucking like $400 in a parking lot. These are public defender guys.
Yeah. But the woman said that the suspect was her boyfriend, Reginald Carr. She said that his brother Jonathan had been at the apartment too.
Oh, well, it's convenient because we were also looking for him.
Right. Reginald was arrested, and the search for Jonathan was on. But that wouldn't last long. The police had gotten a phone call about a woman and a young man that the woman had met at a mall that had come to her house that morning. And they had the TV on, and the woman said, "Isn't that your brother?" When there was the live footage of Reginald being arrested.
He looks kind of like you.
What wasn't he with you when we met at the mall?
Oh man.
It's like when the Cake TV in Wichita played the 911 or the recorded payphone of BTK. They were watching it when it came on TV, and BTK's wife said, "Guy kind of sounds like you."
I didn't know that detail. That's amazing.
Yeah. But like
when those kids walks in, they're like, "Dad."
like BTK, Jonathan avoided the question. The woman's mother, she was the one who had made the phone call. She was there too, and she didn't like Jonathan. She had also seen the footage on TV, so she went over to his coat looking for a gun because, probably a good idea.
Yeah.
She didn't find a gun. Take a guess.
No gun. Did she find ammo?
Nope.
No? I don't know.
The engagement ring.
Oh, okay. Well, he's okay. I mean, he was going to give it to this girl, so Makes sense.
No, he was going to sell it.
Of course.
He wasn't going to marry that girl.
No.
He didn't know that girl before they came to the great money center that is Wichita, Plano, Kansas.
Yes.
So the mother made an excuse to go see a neighbor, where she then called the police.
I get a shit and go to the neighbor's house.
The police hauled ass to the house, and Jonathan took off running. Jonathan Carr was a lot of things, but a sprinter wasn't one of them.
Well, that's good. I like to hear that.
He was quickly taken down by a cop and arrested. Now, keep in mind, this is a cop wearing his Kevlar vest and his gun and all that stuff. He's weighed down, not to mention the fact that he's running through snow.
Yeah, and he's probably
he was still
a fairly big dude, also.
Right, and he was still able to run Jonathan Carr down.
I mean, I've told people many a time, if I ever get into trouble, I cannot outrun cops, so I'm just gonna take it.
Yeah,
because I'm not a runner.
So he was quickly taken down by the cop, and he was arrested. Ann Walenta saw the footage at the hospital, and she positively ID'd them as the men who had shot her.
She had that Leonardo DiCaprio moment from that movie about the Manson family that Quentin Tarantino did.
I don't know if I've seen that.
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, where he's sitting in his chair.
Seen that.
Fucking like
is that where that move? Is that where that meme came from?
Yep. She had that I know the son of a bitch.
I was wondering what movie that was from.
Yep.
But she saw it, and she positively ID'd them, and but that was on record.
Mm.
She ID'd them on record, but sadly she died shortly later. But not before personally being able to get justice.
That's fantastic.
Yes, it is. Like I said earlier, she wasn't
now
done.
I can die.
Andrew Schreiber also gave a positive ID of the brothers as the men who attacked him. The Carr brothers were a lot of things, but gun savvy wasn't one of them.
Mm.
Bullet casings from all three shootings all matched up to guns that were found with the brothers.
Pretty not smart.
Mm-hmm. The brothers, now in custody, they refused to talk. They were charged with over 100 counts of various crimes: burglary, theft, kidnapping, rape, sexual assault, and murder, just to name a few. And if I'm the DA, I'm checking cameras to see if they jaywalked anywhere.
Yeah, oh, yeah. Ooh, yeah. Like, exonerating factors, like, if we pulled these assholes over, did they have a seatbelt on? No. No blinker? No.
No. Or it'd be like in Porky's, your taillight's broken.
Yep.
But if I'm throwing everything at the wall just to see how much would stick.
Oh God.
Both brothers in court showed a complete lack of remorse for what they had done. Reginald was a smirker. He was also a kiss blower, and I don't mean he blew Gene Simmons and Paul Stanley. He blew kisses to the camera as well as to family members of the victims. And
this dude would have got his shit kicked in court if I was there. I'd like diving over the bailiff to hit this guy.
Yeah. But he was removed from the courtroom multiple times because of crap like that. Andrew Schreiber was emotional in court, and even saying that he asked the brothers to make it quick if they were going to kill him.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
HG also testified, saying that she had actually asked if they were going to shoot him, and one of the brothers said they weren't. And she asked him, "Do you promise?" And she got emotional in trial and everything, and she said that she had no choice about what happened to them that night, but she chose to live, and that she would still choose to live.
That's a tough broad right there.
Mm-hmm. The trial lasted around 3 weeks, and the jury convicted them on all of they convicted him on all but one count, and it didn't say what that one count was. So it was probably something like jaywalking.
It was probably like possession of stolen property.
Yeah,
or
something like that.
Something dumb.
Yeah.
Where it would have added like 2 years to their sentence or whatever. But I'm assuming they weren't trying to get these guys in prison for a long time.
Yeah. November 14th, 2002, the Carr brothers were sentenced to death for both brothers, and they appealed, saying that they shouldn't have been tried together.
Well, you shouldn't have committed crimes together.
Right. Like that's going to make... That's the one thing I don't get. It's like, well, we shouldn't have been tried together. Did you do it? Yeah. Did you? Yeah.
Then
okay,
cool.
fuck off. We shouldn't have been tried together.
We're gonna put his head in a noose, and we're gonna tie his feet to your neck and drop both of you dickheads at the same time.
Right.
How about that?
I just don't understand how that can be. Well, we shouldn't have been tried together. Well, you know what? Your defense attorney should have brought that up initially.
Yeah.
So shut the fuck up.
Your defense attorney should have punched both of you and gone, I'm not doing this.
Yeah, right. In 2014, the Plano, Kansas Supreme Court overturned death sentences.
Why?
But 2 years later, the Supreme Court of the United States reinstated the death sentences.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Even if the death penalties were not upheld, each of the Carr brothers was already sentenced to serve at least 70 to 80 years in prison before even being eligible for parole.
Yeah. I mean, I'd still rather see both of them dead, but, you know.
Yeah. There were people criticizing the media's coverage of this, saying that because they were black and they killed 4 white people, it was much more of a big deal because of skin color.
I'm going to go ahead and say no. It's because they killed 4 people.
Well, hold on. The Wichita Eagle, where this happened, commented, in an editorial. It doesn't say if this was an editorial from a columnist or just an editorial that somebody wrote in.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't say, but they said that the deaths of 4 young black people who were murdered by a young black man just 8 days before the Wichita Massacre in 2000 received less general media coverage than the murders committed by the Carr brothers. In this case, Cornelius Oliver, 19 years old, killed his girlfriend Rashonda Wheaton, 18, at her house, as well as her roommate Dessa Ford and their friends Jermaine Levy and Quincy Williams, who were visiting. Oliver shot the men in the back of the head where they sat on the couch. And then the couple had been known to have a volatile, violent relationship. The police arrested Oliver that day, and he still had blood on his shoes.
Okay, yeah.
So, but I think the difference here is this is a one-off incident where the perp and the victims all knew each other. The Wichita Massacre was a crime spree that lasted over a week,
Exactly.
And what happened to those 5 people actually, could have easily been the script of a horror movie such as The Strangers.
Exactly. And it's
Right.
because the other one was basically a crime of passion, where this was a crime spree. It got a little bit more attention. I mean...
Yeah,
And, okay, so the media is upset that the media isn't covering the other one as much.
I think it was probably.
Hi,
I think it was
Nice
probably.
to meet you.
I think it was probably an editorial that from a citizen that wrote a letter to the editor. That's what I think.
Yeah,
I don't think that came out. I don't think that came out. I mean, the Wichita Eagle was, they just a few years later they would be vital in bringing BTK down.
Yeah.
So
okay. Yeah, fair enough. But still, I think you're right.
But why even print that though? I mean, that would be like, I don't know. That would be like some of these Alex Jones types writing an editorial at a place where a school shooting happened, and then the newspaper printing it.
Yeah.
But, I mean, Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy when you think about all of these movies like The Strangers and stuff like that, which basically this was.
Exactly.
This was, and
Home
I wouldn't be
shit with a
yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if there's been a movie that's been released since then that was might not have been Wichita, might have been somewhere else, might have been Boise,
with
wherever, but the exact they probably got Fred Rosen's book and said, you know what, let's just change the names, let's just make them white people, and let's just make it happen somewhere else in the United States, and boom,
let's throw based on a true story on there because that always sells tickets.
Right, but we're not going to tell them what story it was.
Right. Because I mean, especially with the climate nowadays, if you were to try to do this as accurately as possible, that would also make people angry because they would say, well, you're making an African American into the villain of this story, even though they were realistically, right. But yeah, that would cause issues there too, I think, unfortunately.
Yeah, but still, I don't think that this. I mean, if I were going to write a movie script based on this story, I wouldn't even put based on actual events. I wouldn't want it. I wouldn't want to be tied to this any way, shape, or form.
No, that's pretty smart, I think.
But then again, how many freaking movies have been, basically the story of like Ivan Milat or something like that? Where people take a wrong turn and they wind up running into some crazed killer. That movie has been made 100 different times.
Yep.
Just slap a different name, different name on the movie. So it's the same thing with home invasion type movies. It's all been done to death. It's like if I start reading something that like a movie description, like on Amazon Prime or whatever. Oh. 4 friends are out hiking and they next. I'm not even going to bother.
The only one that I will tell you not to do that with and to watch it anyway is The Ritual. Okay. And actually, even better, if you can, because you do spend a lot of time driving with your job. I don't know if you have Audible or not, but the book is fucking incredible.
Is it based on actual events?
No, it's not. But it's still that like kind of done to death, like lost in the woods kind of thing. But it's a much different concept than what you would normally get. Like I said, the book is fantastic.
Speaking of Ivan Milat, I covered him a while back.
Oh, you did?
Yeah,
crazy ass Australian.
Yeah, that was one of the episodes with where Paul was the co-host. But the Carr brothers, huh?
I think my favorite detail of that whole thing was like after he was arrested, he wanted a fucking like PlayStation 2 in his cell, and they told him no, so he cut one of his fingers off with a plastic knife. They're like,
I do, yeah. That was, I think, yeah.
Yeah, they're like, all right, fuck it, let's just get him a PS2. I bet it wasn't one of his thumbs he cut off. It was probably a pinky.
No, I did that one off of a book, so I'm sure that detail is in the book. So, but the Carr brothers are being stored at the El Dorado Correctional Facility in Plano, Kansas. El Dorado, Plano, Kansas. El Dorado is also, that was Texas. Never mind. So they didn't even make it out of the state.
No, we got a federal prison for you gentlemen to hang out in, right? Here.
Oh, wait, are we going to Colorado? No,
you're going
to... Oh, wait, hold on. ADD break. El Dorado, Kansas. God damn it.
Son of a bitch, why did they have to be so on the nose? It's probably like fucking an hour and a half from there.
Where show me in El Dorado, Kansas on the map. It's right off of I-35, about maybe 30 miles outside of Wichita.
You assholes ain't even leaving the county. Fuck you.
Oh, damn.
Only thing that would have made it funnier is if it was like a mile and a half outside of Dodge City.
Yeah.
Go home. Fuck you.
As of 2014, which is the latest update I could find, but this we're talking like after 12 years that they had been imprisoned. Reginald had 11 disciplinary violations, while Jonathan had 23.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, and they're still appealing, and I hope the appeals are thrown into an incinerator.
I mean, I think you have a limit on how many times you can appeal your sentencing or your trial itself.
It's like every 2 years or every 5 years.
Oh,
or
so it's
something
kind of like a
that.
parole hearing.
Yeah.
Oh, that's too bad.
No. Appeal. They're trying to get another trial.
Yeah.
I don't know what they.
Isn't there a limit on how many you can do?
You know what? Give them another trial.
Yeah, absolutely. Get some fresh eyes on this, and
Yeah.
maybe some fresh eyes on the crime scene photos to really let people know exactly what these guys did.
Or how about this? Move it to move the next trial to to a place where they would have an impartial, neutral jury. I nominate Stark, Florida.
I think I know somebody that might know somebody that lives there that would be willing to do jury duty.
Well, I don't live in Stark.
No.
But that's where Florida State Penitentiary is, where old Sparky is, and
Is that thing still up and running?
it's available.
Perfect.
You can choose it.
See,
you
I
can't
think
be
that's fun. Like any state where you kill somebody where they're like, no, we're going to give you a menu. How would you like to die? Because I think
I've seen Green Mile. If I would not choose the electric chair.
No, I mean
I would choose firing squad.
the electric chair's got too many moving parts to it. Like if they don't have the right kind of sponge, they're going to set you on fire. You know. But the guy that allegedly shot Charlie Kirk in Utah, I believe they are looking at the death penalty for him. And if they get it, he'll have the option of lethal injection, firing squad, or I think Utah still has a gas chamber.
Well, and they have hanging too.
That's true. Yes.
If I was going to be hung, I'd want to go out like Boone Helm.
Somebody
Take
next
it up.
to you be like, "Hey, surprise, bitch!"
It's like I'm dead, and I'm taking somebody out with me after I'm dead.
That guy.
that is the most epic, death in the history of the world.
Now that guy's a real scumbag.
Well, he's a real scumbag, but his death is one of
so funny, just like like a fucking comic book villain.
like, yeah, he leaps off of the thing, snaps his neck. Breaks his neck because of the force that he jumped out at. When he snaps back, he knocks another guy who was up there with him off, and he got hung.
So good.
I mean,
it's so good.
He's the only dead man in history that has murdered somebody.
That's not true, because there
boy.
was I cannot remember if he was Danish or Norwegian. He was like a jarl or something, like some high up in one of these villages or cities where they went to war with another country, and he came back with the king's head, and he had it tied to his horse to prove that, like, to come back and be like, "Ha, I got this, I got his head, I killed him," and he fell off the horse, landed with the head actually bit his leg, and he died of an infection.
That's not as awesome.
It's not as badass,
Boone
but it's
Helm.
still like,
yeah,
it's
in the discussion,
right.
But anyway, you want a silver lining?
Is there one? Like,
There is.
okay, sure.
Something good came out of this horror movie. HG and Andrew Schreiber met during the trial, obviously. They were able to trauma bond and help each other out and everything. They became friends, and they got married.
Hell yeah. Okay.
They now have 2 kids and a very happy family.
Okay.
And Andrew decided to have a career change. Take a guess.
Did he become a priest?
Nope.
No.
I'm going to give you one more guess.
A cop.
He became a cop.
Hell yeah, dude.
So,
Pays
thanks
just as well as that baseball job, except I get a pretty sweet pension out of it afterwards.
Yeah. So, anyway, thanks a lot for listening, everybody. We appreciate the hell out of it. Please subscribe, follow the YouTube page, comment, follow us on whatever platform you use, whether it's Spotify, Apple, iHeart, or whatever. Make sure you do the same for History Goon, because that's an awesome podcast, and Kevin is an awesome host.
I try.
And please be sure to leave us a 5-star rating and comment. Helps the show to grow, but what helps most is word of mouth. And the only reason I'm hammering this is because we have a lot more 5-star ratings than not, but only the people who hate the show seem to be commenting. So we need some good comments. And if you like us, tell a friend. And if you hate us, tell an enemy. And until next week, later.
Bye.